Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So guys, I'm here to just narrate a little story about what happened to I and my friend, and then I cannot give you my reason for what I want to purposely make this video for. So you guys know how I always say that I belong to this association where we work as interpreters or as African representative in our community, and how it is, and where they kind of like get to understand the African nature in us, where we kind of like try to explain some certain things. Maybe when someone is exhibiting some kind of character which is strange to them, which they don't understand, where we kind of like, okay, tell them this is, that we Africans, talking about Nigeria anyway, precisely, there are some certain ways we react to some certain issues that are kind of like strange to them, to the native people here, because apparently we are not the same. The way we react to some certain things is not the way they react to some certain things, and the way we see things is not the way they see things as well. So this is what we actually do. I am one of the Nigerian person there, and there's a close friend of mine from Ghana as well. She has been into this thing before I came. And when I finally decided to join them, we have been working together for a very long time. And in fact, we have been doing it voluntarily. Yes, voluntarily for a very longest time. We have been doing it voluntarily. So, but something happened recently. You know, that kind of a thing where you may be like doing some certain things with your whole heart for a very long time, doing it genuinely in the mindset that you're actually helping. You're doing it for humanity, if I would say that. But you don't know that there are people that are riding on you just because of that thing you're doing. I love to bring myself out whenever I want to do something, but I wouldn't want to be insulted or to be righted on or to be taken for granted or like a fool for what I actually came out to do with my whole heart. So something happened, and that's what I'm here to gist you guys about. So actually on this association, every year annually we kind of like present different cultures, different countries that are in the association, present their cultural it's kind of like a cultural day where they kind of like come to display some certain things, some things that are of much more importance, that signify something in their country, and they explain what it means and maybe how they use it and the rest of that. So a lot of countries have come, to which some of them I mixed some of them because of my work and because of how busy I was. I mixed some of them. So Africa was the last stage of people that presented. This happened last year, okay, late last year, about December thereabout, or November. That was when it happened. So Africa was the last people to present. And when we're talking about Africa, Ghanas are involved, Congolese are involved. Like, it's a matter of how many we are and what part of the African did we come out from. So everybody has to, represent your country, your part of the Africa, your country that you are coming from. So when we are trying to organize, because it's always like maybe 2 weeks ahead before the presentation day, and when we are trying to organize ourselves, the president and some of the Italian people, they came in on us, which is something I didn't see them coming in on the other part of the countries, on the other part people when they presented theirs. Like, this is the first time I'm actually experiencing this, and that's why I'm sharing this, because it's as if like I've been playing a fool for all these years. So I'm coming with my story. So when we were organizing ourselves, making some meetings, meeting up, trying to, say what we are going to talk, what we are going to discuss, what each people are going to present. We're going to talk about the food because we are going to cook, what we are going to, the food, what does the food signifies, what does it mean? Because, for them, most of their food here, everything they do here in there, they have culture. They have culture, just like the way they table their tables, they present their tables, the way they take their coffee, the way they take coffee after eating, the way they eat dessert, the way they have their culture. So they always expect, this is something we do annually, they always expect to see our own culture as well. So as we are meeting up with the Africans, discussing about all these things and how we are going to present these things to them, only for them to now call on us that they would want us to explain some certain things regarding Africa. So we are like, yes, we have to explain. We know what we want to talk about. They are like, no, because then they ask me, how many cases have I judged in the school concerning children from Africans, especially Nigerians? Because you guys know that I've made mention of it here severally on my channel about how Nigerians behave over here. So I'm like, okay, yes, they are much. They said, okay, why can't I channel that and kind of like come out to explain to the teachers, because there are going to be some important personnel. I am going to be sampling some photos here for you guys to see. There was the Sindako. Well, what is Sindako called? The Prime Minister. Yes, he was there. There were a lot of personnel, some ministers of education that are here as well. They were there. Some important teachers, professors, they were there that day. They were all present. They usually come because, it's kind of like an integration of culture where themselves, especially those that are in the teaching aspects, they will now learn to know how to handle all the students that they have, because definitely a child is influenced by the parents' behaviors, isn't it? Like they say, charity begins at home. So, but I was shocked that they wanted us to talk about, why the children are misbehaving in the school, that it could be because of the influence of the parents on the children and based on the upbringing of the parents as well from back home. Do you understand? So on top of that, I was even shocked. I think I've made a video about this, and there was a case where I was called to come and talk about them. It is a family that they said that this child is being influenced by voodoo. Voodoo, if you don't know, is the gods, spiritual traditions back home, okay, jacks back home that are influencing the child over here. So I don't know how they came about all these stories, but I believe that it's from the Indians. You guys know how, just like cultures, okay? Just like cultures, everybody out there, the Indians, they believe so much in gods. That is why they have different gods and the rest of that. So, but I was shocked when this particular Indian lady that represented the Indian people came and was like saying that there are some certain kind of behaviors that a child may be portraying here that would be influenced, that is actually being influenced by their goals over there. Please, if you're watching my video and you're from Indian part, can you please explain, is this possible? So they were asking us, the African, to talk more in depth about voodoo. Hey, see me, see me. Thonia coming to talk about voodoo. I don't even know what voodoo is. I never saw it. Please don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't know that things like that exist, because we know that there are some spiritual realms, okay? Just like they say that the spiritual controls the physical. Yes, we know about that. But I am a Christian who believes in God, so I do not talk about things that are not related to me or what I don't know, because I do not know anything about that. I am not raised in that aspect. I never saw my parents practicing anything, and they never inculcated that in me, and I was never influenced by my parents' voodoo. You understand what I mean? So, and this got us thinking a lot. And there was so much like they really pressurized us a lot. And when we said no, we kept insisting and we kept saying no, then it becomes a problem. And it seems like all the work you have worked for all these years now being taken for granted just because you refuse to do what they said you should do. And this is one thing I do not like about Italians here because they oppose a lot. Italy is a place where you work for the person. I mean, working like a working contract. There is a contract between you and a firm or an organization. And the couple of the place, when they are paying you, they're expecting you to say thank you. Like, thank you, yes, it's a kind of, it's a courtesy. Yes, if I would say so. It's a magic word. Yes, but I cannot work for you and because you're paying me, I should tell you. If I want to tell you thank you, it should come from my heart. But they always like, especially the Africans, they always like want you to give them that glory, like without them, you wouldn't have been anything. Please, I am very much appreciative of Italy. I love Italy, okay? I love that they opened their doors for me. I love that I'm here. But actually, I am not here constituting nuisance. I am not here begging them. I am not here constituting nuisance. I am here actually. I have done a lot. I've contributed a lot for you people, if I will even say so. And I'm also working. So, if I work and you pay me, it is because I am entitled to it. I have earned it. I have respected the contract that we both signed. You give me the job. I work for you. And then you pay me for the service that I did. And this is one thing I do not like in Italy. Now, coming to another aspect of things that I don't like in Italy as well is the language. Language. I don't know how far I can emphasize on this language enough. I emphasize on it, but I found it very, very difficult when I newly arrived in Italy. Look, language barrier can do you a lot. Language barrier can do you a lot of harm, if you do not know it. Then good, it can do you a lot of harm. And looking at children that are being given birth here in Italy and the way they just speak only Italy without English, it doesn't go down well with me. And for that, I would say I actually do not like here, Italy. Another thing again, I would say that I really do not like Italy for is the indifference. I mean, in the attitude of some of the Italians. Yes. It is a place where what you are entitled to can be denied of you just because of your color. Okay. It happens, and we know that it happens in many other places, other countries. Unfortunately, this is something that the world still needs to talk about, okay? And again, another thing again that I would want to say is my inability to get a stable job is one thing again I do not like here, because it kind of made it like to be a mother is a crime. Is it a crime to give birth to a child, to be a mother, to be into motherhood? Is it a crime? Because it kind of deprive you access of a lot, like that's independence, like that's your classic kind of walking the what would I call it? The availability for you to be able to work, earn a living for yourself. It deprives you of that. Look, that is why take a look at it. They have a lot of non-working moms than working moms. Go and do your research, and then you come back and tell me if what I'm saying is a lie. They have more of non-working mothers than working mom, because once you have given birth and you are a mom, it is the chance of you getting a job is rare, because it's not like the jobs are not there. The jobs are there. But there is no means provided for you to be able to manage it properly with your home, the children, and the work. That's the problem. And for you to be able to get a nanny to take care of your children is on a very high side. So choose what you want. To be a stay-at-home mom, or to be a working mom, and then when you finish working, you use the money you earn to pay your nanny. Choose whichever one you want. So another thing again I would want to talk about is this thing that when something spoils here, it's very difficult to repair. Look, where I come from, Nigeria, it is a place where we scatter and redo. We scatter and we redo. Like, we don't even care the factory or the manufacturers or the country that do that thing, but we scatter it and we redo it because we have got talent. But when you have anything spoils here, dude, I have had my deep freezer spoiled. I had to take it down to the garage and go and get another one. I've had my washing machine spoiled. They came and they do touch. They could not. I had to take it down and then go and get another one. I've had TVs just like that. But if it's in Nigeria, definitely it's going to be repairable. So, I mean, if I would say, I would say a lot of things. But that story I narrated before I started dishing out these things I don't like about Italy. These are not the only things, but I don't want to go into deep. Is the indifference, okay? The indifference. What even gave them the effrontery, the audacity to even demand? When you want to learn about other people's culture, you visit that place, isn't it? Of course. You visit that place and then you can be able to learn. I heard a story about someone even saying that a lady here, an Italian here, is studying Africa in the university. Like, you are studying Africa in the university here without even going down to Africa. I think there is a reason why they say experience is the best teacher. Period. Guys, that is my video for you guys today. So these are just some things that you have to look out for when you are living in a foreign land, quote and unquote, a non-English speaking country, because it comes with a lot. The language itself will deal with you, but that doesn't mean that you still cannot make it. Of course, there are ways to go about it. Just be you, know you, defend you. That's all about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on my next upload. Bye.